stadium reminder is only 20% full because of COVID restrictions. It's a sellout 10,000 crowd here, and they're certainly making their presence felt as we look at the starting 11s. First off with Thailand, and they make two changes from that first leg. Titipan comes in as well as Patompon. Both of them have not necessarily been able to nail down starting places, but there you can see Titipan in that part of that diamond, and Patompon going to keep Tirasin company up top. Tirasin Dangda, of course, looking to extend his record as all-time top scorer in the AFF Suzuki Cup. Two players that make way. Tanawat, so much talked about him, man who plies his trade with Leicester, has yet to make a competitive match for them. And Superchok, not in the starting 11 today. He did get on the receiving end of a lot of hard tackles in that first leg. Here are your two skippers. On your right-hand side from Vietnam, Quay Ngoc Khai, and on the left, arguably the most impressive player in Southeast Asia, Chanatip Songkrasin, who scored the two goals. Could have and probably should have had a hat-trick. Might have been a contentious penalty. He still had a job to do and put it away, and he failed to do it. Now when we look at the Vietnamese lineup, they make 5 changes from that first leg. One of them is enforced. Nguyen Tien Dung comes back into the centre of defence. Ho Tan Tai also returns. Ha Duc Chin, the striker, makes his first start. He's joined by Pan Van Duc and the other out-and-out striker that they've got, Nguyen Tien Lin. They're going for it here today. Vietnam, they know they have to, but it's their familiar 3-4-3, making way. Nguyen Van Tuan, Nguyen Kong Pong, Nguyen Tuan An, Vu Van Tan, who has been impressive as a wing-back, and Zhou Zui Man is the big miss here. He has suffered a dislocated shoulder, will be out for a couple of months. Jakob Ibrahim from Jordan is the man in the middle, and we'll talk about that in a short while, but first, Roshan, your thoughts on those lineups?
I think for Thailand, it's a case of not really needing to change too many things because, you know, with just a bit more energy, with Titipan in there, his ability to get box to box, make those late runs into the area. Patompon in those forward positions. You know, we spoke about replacing Superchok, who took a few heavy knocks in their first leg, perhaps not quite fit enough. But for Park Hang-seo, the man right there, I think he's put out a very attacking lineup here. You think of Quang Hai operating in those central midfield positions, but he'll get licensed to get forward as well. Duc Chin, Tien Lin, Van Duc, all very pacey in those forward areas. Good mobility, nice combination play in those attacking positions as well. So he's definitely looking to try and make a mark early on, looking for those goals.
So much talked about here, the referee. He will certainly be under the microscope after not hearing per se, but what's been going on. And Park Hang-seo spent a large time talking about VAR, or the lack of it. If you're to believe some press reports, that is apparently going to happen in the next edition. And there he is, Park Hang-seo, but he was absolutely furious with some of the decisions that he felt went against Thailand. Could be a very welcome distraction technique.
Yeah, you know, focusing on things outside his control, really. And perhaps no questions about the setup or how they performed in that game against Thailand. Yes, there are decisions that have gone against them. And I think the refereeing, the officiating has been in the spotlight in this competition over the last few days or so. So there's a bit of pressure on the team of officials here, but you control what you can to the best of your ability.
So here we go then. Vietnam get us underway against Thailand. Vietnam playing in white today. They will give it absolutely everything. Lin, get a little touch on. He's got Ha Duc Chin up there for company. Looking at those stats, not too much between them. Thailand have scored more goals than Vietnam, but look at the number of shots on target.
Yeah, that's a big difference there, that shooting accuracy. Vietnam only about 32%. Thailand at 56% in this competition. And that's been the issue for Vietnam, I think, you know, especially in the group stages where they created opportunities, especially when you think back to that game against Laos and that game against Indonesia. reasons why they're here against Thailand in the semi-finals rather than potentially playing against them in the final of the competition.
Park Hang-seo maintained he didn't care who they had to meet. Yeah, that's not necessarily something necessarily in their control. The whole Wild Patopon trying to slip that through. There's going to be no quarter given today as well from both sides. They're trying to get that up quickly to their strikers, aren't they? Here's Narubarin, who's been one of their outstanding performers. Now to Kritsada, who's taken that first time.
You already see the approach there from Vietnam, pressing very high up. Quang Hai starting in the center of midfield, but he'll be given that license to get forward. Already pushing forward to provide support in those pressing moments for Vietnam.
After the adrenaline-filled match that we had yesterday, who's to say that it won't happen again? They must be taking some kind of inspiration, Singapore, Russian yesterday, from what was almost a miracle at Kallang from Singapore. The 9 men almost pulling off something impossible. 2-0. If you really think about it, it's not as difficult. You've still got 90 minutes to go and get at least 2 goals.
There's a long way. There's a long way in this match, and there's plenty of time for them to do it. And yes, they probably would have been watching on and thinking, that Singapore, if with 9 players almost winning their game against Indonesia, minutes away from sealing their place in the final, could do it, then Vietnam with 11 players on the pitch, and hopefully it stays that way.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Certainly don't want that to be an issue here, as Vietnam are pressing well. Winning the ball back, slip through, across the goal, and Veer is there. It's still alive for Vietnam, and it's straight into the very grateful arms of the goalkeeper from Wing Quang Hai.
Great start from Vietnam, wonderful. Ball just slipped in behind by Huang Duc for Ho Tan Tai. And the shot going straight to the outer Chachai.
Just telling the ball's coming through, and Veer had to get that cleared away. Had to just interject there because things were happening fast. Russian, they are winning the ball back high up the pitch, putting that pressure on, aren't they?
Well, we expected this, and I'm sure Thailand would have expected this as well. Vietnam are all over them at the moment.
This was the kind of start Thailand had against Vietnam in that first leg.
That's right. Bit of a role reversal here.
They are pumped up here. He's playing it cool, Park Hang-seo at the moment. Flat from Quang Hai. Chanatip gets it away. Only as far as Bui Tian Dung, who's, as far as Vietnam are concerned, thankfully back from injury just in time to replace Dodri Man.
From a neutral's perspective, there could be a few out there. An early goal from Vietnam would
high on that pressure. Wouldn't it be great to see what happens? The reaction from Thailand. And in fact, Polking actually said, Russian, he put his hand out. It's refreshing. He said he kind of made a mistake in the second half, and he told them to keep it contained, and we were looking at that as well and looking at what they were doing, and they were sitting back a little bit, and he said Vietnam don't like to press so much, so we allow them to try and do it, but they're doing a good job over here. They're turning that ball in, looking across to the referee, who's uninterested in that foul on Pong Hong Dui. An expectant look as soon as he went down. The wing back, nice touch on there from Quang Hai. That lost control there. Van Duc back with Vietnam. Kritsada can't clear. Veer is in the way.
Well, they can't get out at the moment, Thailand. Such is the pressure and the desire of Vietnam to press and counter-press. Titipan losing the ball twice in succession. And the ball played across to the right-hand side of the box.
Oh, that was an Acrobatic attempt there from Ha Duk Jin.
Game's moving on very quickly.
Here's Tirasin. Hawking was saying he was going to stick to his attacking principles today. Haven't been able to show any of that yet. Foul on Chanatip.
Well, this is what I was interested in looking at tonight in this game here, because first leg Chanatip was given freedom in behind Vietnam's midfield to create all sorts of issues. Now it seems like Quang Duc has been told, make sure you keep a close eye on him. If he moves too far wide, pass him on, and someone has got to be alert to that to pick him up in those positions, because that diamond midfield of Thailand worked wonders in the first leg. It was incredible the way they were able to use it to really break through Vietnam's midfield and outnumber them in those central positions, especially in their first half. Second half, you mentioned, as we mentioned at the time as well, Thailand went 4-1, 4-1, set back in their own half, contained things, killed the space in behind, and saw the game out.
Like I said, as we see this foul, refreshing, wasn't it, to see Hawking sort of say, yeah, that was my fault, I'll take responsibility for that.
At the same time, it could have been 3-0, you know,
Yeah.
with a penalty. Big opportunity.
Here's Narubarin. Doesn't quite get the cross he wants, does he? Tien Lin looking for Ha Duk Jin. Duk Jin's done well here, very well. Still on the ball here, Duk Jin. He's on his own. He's got 4 players around him. He doesn't get the free kick he wants.
Yeah, I thought he got caught by Pitiwat there. You know, the referee was on hand. Incredible work from Ha Duk Jin. I mean, 4 Thai players around him, he's still able to retain possession of the ball. And I thought he actually got fouled there.
Just looking at Park Hang-seo's reaction to that. He was thoroughly unamused by what was on display.
You know, Mano's desperate for his team to calm down.
Yeah. They surely would have known what to expect. And as we've discussed, Roshan, here comes Quang Hai. Tries to slide that through. Won the corner.
Yeah, they've been in situations like this, and where you've got a lead, and you think you've got a nice, comfortable lead from the first leg, but you absolutely know that the opposition is going to come straight at you from the first whistle, and they would have expected this. But the pace at which it's happening, you know it's going to come. But it's just a matter of trying to ride it out, trying to see it out, and then the tempo of the game starts to settle a little bit more.
No settling yet for the Vietnamese. They are putting the pressure right on. Beer got a touch on it. Still with Vietnam. Van Duc. Chachai is there. You can see that run there from Chanatip. Chachai opts to play it safe for now.
Well, this is what they want to do in these situations. They don't have to rush these things. So Vietnam wanted to go very quickly. For Thailand, the key here is to slow it down in those moments. There you'll see here. Just calm things down a little bit. There we go.
Happy to go sideways and back. No rush, Patompon. Chanatip. First pass. So that's asking for a handball there. Well, they'll be delighted by what they've seen so far in these early minutes, the Vietnamese fans.
They've been in good voice. I mean, on the way into the stadium as well, when you're walking in, both sets of fans outside the National Stadium, and, you know, taking photos with each other as well, which is good to see. Friends off the pitch, but the moment the match kicks off, enemies again.
Referee having a word with Tiraton. Now Tiraton had a little bit of an incident in front of the dugout at the end of that last match where he went across, and that upset Park Hang-seo. He's a very upset man in the post-match press conference and in the pre-match for this leg.
He's very expressive, shall we say. And look, I don't mind it at all. I think, you know, different characters in the game.
It's colour, doesn't it?
It's the story of football in this region. So you see Beer take contact there from Dukjin. He's not looking at the ball at all, Dukjin. He's just trying to block off Manuel Beer. Good decision by the referee. Got different personalities on the pitch with the players, off the pitch with the coaches. Just all part of the beauty of this competition.
There's Beer to Kritsada. Thailand now trying to get a bit more of a grip on this game.
Vietnam in these phases without the ball. Going back into a 5-3-2.
There's Chanatip's bobbled on him there, the ball, but he's got it away. Narumadin will get there. Tirasin, oh, did he take the ball away perhaps? From Chanatip. Van Duk on the counter. Here come Vietnam. Now Quang Hai, he's got Tiraton in front of him. Well anticipated there by Kritsada.
I saw a moment there with where Chanatip was able to again just get in between that midfield three of Vietnam. He was able to turn and then play a ball in behind. That's why they got to have a handle on him.
Just trying to put a little bit of pressure there. Goes down. Chanatip's done well. Still Chanatip. Done brilliantly. That's just gone out of play. Such a small man, Russian. How he holds on to the ball. Incredible.
Oh, fantastic. Not just his strength, his core strength, obviously, but awareness of body position and what he needs to do. If you put yourself in between the defender and the ball, he can't get it from you, right? It's almost got to go through you. And the thing you see with him as well, it's not static. You know, he's not just holding and the ball's there. He's moving with the ball as well at the same time.
Oh, he was shaping up for the shot, wasn't he, Tirasin?
Yeah, good play by Patompon. Down the left. Just taking on Tan Chong. He's playing in Zoiman's position on the right-hand side of that back three. You can see exactly what Tirasin was looking to do. It's going to be quite a special goal.
Just slowly got a bit more on this, haven't they now, Thailand? A bit more of a grip.
Yeah, and you see every opportunity that they have when the ball goes out of play to restart play, they'll try and slow it down as much as possible.
Let's kill off that momentum, Tirasin. There's Kritsada for Thailand. So from Narumadin. Yet. It's urgency from Thailand, as you can see. Can't get that ball forward necessarily. One back by Vietnam. Tiraton saw the danger. Touch on there by Quang Hai. Once. Here is Tiraton. Racing there, Tiraton. What's that little leg out? He didn't like that from Quang Hai.
Now, this is what I love about Quang Hai. It's not just his quality on the ball, but he works incredibly hard off it as well to help his side out defensively. You see a shot from Tirasin. Took a deflection off Ngok Hai.
Hard work in these opening minutes for Thailand. They have a corner. Absolutely no rush. go over and take this. Siaran Ulang newly installed at Buriram, having left Yokohama F. Marinos last week. Distinguished career he had there. J-League medal to his name. That's well defended by Vietnam. They get away to Quang Hai. Yokai was looking to release Haduk Chin. Patampon wins it back for Thailand. All over the top from Tiraton. The flag has gone up on Patampon. Tip rather. But they will look for those sort of balls, won't they, Roshan? They've got that pace from Tip.
Yeah, when they can, he's done well, Ngọc Hai, just to step up in that situation, to read the play. Got the call from Tenzong.
Something around Patampon, but it's back with Vietnam. Early minutes for Vietnam. They're breathtaking. They come forward again. Oh, they've seen a bit more of the ball, haven't they? So here they are. Looking to get in that final third. Look at Chanatip. Right on the tail there of Wong Guk.
Yeah, incredible work defensively from Chanatip as well.
He's just taken a blow to his face, I think, Chanatip. He's gone down here.
Well, two players with wonderful technical quality, Quang Hai and Chanatip. Both showing that they're part of the team effort off the ball as well, defensively, helping their respective sides out.
This has always kind of been positioned that way, hasn't it? Those two, Chanatip versus Chong Krasin, Chanatip versus Quang Hai.
Yeah, I couldn't really see that arm out into the face of Chanatip.